Hello, my name is Pat Hartwell and I'd like to tell you about one of the range of human resource management courses which Anderson offer. This particular one is called HR Analytics and what we're looking at with this data and analytics course is making decisions which are based on information rather than people's hunches or experience or an idea that this is going to work. We've had evidence-based decision making for some time in a range of different fields, but it's only in the last 3 or 4 years that the human resource function has begun to use the data that it collects in order to make informed decisions both within the human resource function but also in terms of organisational strategy. We've been collecting data on employees for years. We've been collecting their names, their addresses, their ages, their qualifications, their length of service, the pay that they receive. But we've also been collecting information on their performance, the training courses they've been on, the development that they've had, the various promotions that they've received. And if we start to put this information together into one format, we can start to make decisions about what training is relevant and in terms of who's ready for promotion, who's not ready for promotion. And more importantly, it means that we can inform the strategic decision makers, the C-suite people within an organisation, that if you make a strategic decision, you've got to ensure you've got the human resources. An organisation is only as good as the human resources that it's got. So we need to know the capability of the resources that we have in order to make sure that we can deliver the strategy that's been evolved and that's been made as a result of people putting their ideas together. So this is the whole basis of collecting data and using analytics. I think what's important to stress though about HR data and analytics is it's not simply about software programs and numbers. We're never going to get away from the fact that good human resource practice requires people with wisdom and experience. And that's where the interpretation of that data comes in. That what we're looking to do is to look at the data that we've got on recruitment, selection, time to recruit, people's performance, whether people match the impression they gave when we first employed them, to see who are the people that we are looking to employ, but it's also about who are the people that are going to be the best fit for the organisation. And it's about having our learning and development programs linked to people's capability. Now for me as a psychologist, the real highlight of this course is measuring motivation and engagement and commitment. And people say to me, look, you can't possibly measure those kinds of things because they're soft. People often talk about human resources being pink and fluffy, but it's not actually about that. We can measure people's level of engagement, we can measure their motivation, because we're not going to get the best performance out of people who, after all, are our most expensive asset if they're not motivated to do a good job, if they're not engaged in doing a job, and if we haven't given them the kind of learning and development that they need to do a good job. So that's what we're looking for in data analytics. We're looking to see how engaged people are, to identify the people who aren't engaged and what can we do to make them engaged. We're looking at what do we have to do in order to create an environment where people are motivated, because when people are motivated and engaged, we can see from the data that the performance, the productivity, our retention rates, our successful appraisal levels are all reflected in how motivated and how engaged people are. So it's really a very important course, and I know from my experience of teaching postgraduate students in terms of human resource practice that they say, I don't like numbers, I'm a people person. But it's really important that we understand the impact that good data, good information has on making decisions which will add to the success of an organisation. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you on the course.